so hungry. Hello, friends. I'm eating hot Cheetos. I haven't had hot Cheetos in forever. Maybe weeks, not forever. But I feel like when you eat too much of it, the excitement goes away. So I stopped eating it for a little bit. And today it tastes really good. But I also think it's because I'm starving. You also know when you open up a fresh bag of hot Cheetos, like it's so good. I'm thirsty. I hate drinking with a little bit of gloss on. It feels very gross. As you guys can tell, I'm sitting in my closet. A subscriber recommended this idea and I thought it was so good that I had to turn on the camera and share it with you guys. What do you guys think about starting like a weekly series, maybe, I don't know, called Closet Talks? Closet Talks, how cute is that? Okay, so a few months ago, more like 9 months ago, I uploaded a video and I explained to you guys that whenever I go through an anxiety episode, or I'm just not feeling myself, or I'm just going through shit and back, I like sitting in my closet to get away from everything, to regather myself, refocus. I always have my little notebook with me where I like write down what I'm going through, because I feel like sometimes writing down or talking out loud really does help you, because it tells your mind like, hey, you like, what's going on, you know? So it really started when I was like 18. If you guys have been watching my vlogs for a while, then you know that I used to live at home with my mom. I think I moved out when I was 24. So from 18 to 24, I had like a closet similar to this one. It was like a little square. I think it was either this size or maybe a little bit bigger. But whenever I was going through something, whether it was college or work or just life in general, feeling like a big fat failure, I would sit in my closet, and that kind of over time became a thing where it was my safe place. Like it was safety zone. Like anytime it was there, it was just all about me. Like I could regather myself and just get myself together. So it kind of became a thing where over time I would just like go into my closet whenever I was feeling overwhelmed. And I highly suggest it. If you guys are going through similar things, find a safe place in your home that you can just kind of zone out and forget everything. Like anytime I'm going through something and I'm just sitting in the closet, I just zone out and I just forget the world, and it feels freaking good. And so I was like, should we start a little series called Closet Talk? I can talk. Closet Talks? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Talk series are nothing new to this channel. I've been doing it for years. I think 7 years ago, I did one called Panda Talk. And then last year, I did like 2 or 3 videos. I was gonna call it something, but we couldn't think of a name. And then I ended up focusing on my mukbang channel the remainder of the year, so we didn't really continue that. So we're nothing new to it. But I did ask you guys on Instagram, and a lot of you recommended that Carlos and I have a talk show. And I just want to let you know that Carlos and I have been thinking about it, and we're really excited about it. I'm more excited about it though, because I mean, he is too. He like went crazy and like researched the proper equipment and everything, because we kind of want to make it into a podcast as well. But we'll see. Like we're still working on it. But I'm really excited because you guys will really get to see us on a different level. But also Carlos is a Taurus, so he's so logical. So whenever we have conversations, I just talk with my emotions, and I feel like he is just the logical one. So it would be really good to see like his perspective on issues and like how he would deal with things. And also like if we're talking relationship wise, I've always been interested in seeing like a man's perspective, because you know guys, sometimes they be stupid, you know, they be stupid. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. But today I have 10 very good questions that I wanted to answer. I asked you guys to send me questions on Instagram for a quick Q&A. We have a beautiful mixture of questions, and we're just gonna get started, okay? The first question is, do you see differences in your relationship with Carlos now that you have the marriage title? I personally do not, and let me explain myself. Carlos and I have been together for 4 years. We've lived together. We moved out together, with each other together. We've been through ups and downs. We've been through a lot of major problems. We've been there for each other. We're truly best friends. We're soulmates. We bought a house together. You guys know we work together. And I feel like we grew up together. If you have been dating someone for, I feel like 3+ years or even 2 years, you're growing up with them, believe it or not. I met Carlos when I was 24. He was also 24. So we met each other when we were 24 years old. Or was I 23? I think I had just turned 24. Right. I had only been 24 for 1 month. So I was 24 and I just turned 28. So imagine how much you guys have changed in the last 4 years. And then imagine going through life with someone and having them see like closely every single inch of your life. That is Carlos. You know, we've gone through all that, and then we bought a house together, and we have formed our little family with our 4 dogs. We have similar goals, and we have like, you know, a list of goals and dreams that we want to accomplish. It's just been a wonderful journey. And so do I feel any different? No. And it's because for us, yeah, getting married is really exciting. Like, I freaking love the fact that he's my husband and I get to be a wifey, and you know, it's very exciting. But at the end of the day, to us, it's a piece of paper and it's a title, and it doesn't make a marriage, you know? And I think that's why we weren't like super stressed out about like, oh my God, like we have to have this wedding now and yada, yada, yada. We legally got married, so that's cool. Our ceremony was like super private. We had it at the courthouse with me, him, and the commissioner that was marrying us. And we decided that we're gonna save our wedding planning for later on in like a year or so. And that is truly for our friends and family. Like, we want to celebrate with our friends and family, but us getting a piece of paper and a title didn't really change anything, because at the end of the day, like, he's always been my husband in my eyes, you know, as cheesy as that sounds. He's always been, you know, I knew I was gonna spend the rest of my life with him. Like, he's my best friend. It just didn't really change anything. I don't know if that makes sense. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way too. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys just got married. And I mean, is it a very exciting new chapter? Yeah, it's very exciting. You guys know I still get like weirded out when I have to call him my husband. Nothing, it wasn't like I woke up the next day and like, oh my God, the world changed, you know? So I guess that's how I feel about it. Next question is, when you were in college, did you ever have the thought of failing in life and not being successful? Yes, I did, 100%. And I've talked about it so many times on my channel. You guys know I'm very big on like advocating for following your own journey and like doing what you love and choosing your own route in life, because I did not choose my journey, I feel like, until I was like 21 when I changed my major. I feel like after high school, actually no, my whole life. I feel like my whole life up until I was 21, I was living for other people and I wasn't living for myself. And so when I was in college, I definitely felt like I was gonna fail at life and I was not going to make any money and I was gonna literally not succeed, and I was gonna watch my friends just grow and I was just gonna be like there, not doing anything. And I think a lot of it was because of the decisions I made. Like, I made a decision to stay in nursing because I wanted to make my family happy. And it wasn't until I really stopped myself and said, hey, you need to get your shit together. This is your life. You are going to work the rest of your life. You are going to make these decisions now to better your life. And at the end of the day, I can't talk. At the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. And so definitely in college, I definitely felt like I was gonna fail all the time. And I think it was because I wasn't doing something that I loved. And it wasn't until I changed my major and just went for it that I realized how important it is to live for you and not let the noise in society bother you. Because personally for me, I graduated college in 2018. I was supposed to graduate, 2016, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I was supposed to graduate in 2016. So I graduated 2 years late. And I, for example, moved in with my significant other before we even got married. And I feel like I kind of worked backwards with my career. Like, I got a well-paying career before I got my diploma. Nothing really worked out the way that I thought it would or the way that society told me that it should have. It was perfectly fine because it worked for me. And I think that's what people need to remember, is that everyone is on a different journey and you have to figure out what works for you and what makes you happy. But I think the most important thing is you have to figure it out. You cannot stay in one place. You cannot be scared of the future. You cannot be defensive or not want to talk about certain topics because it makes you feel uncomfortable. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable in your life or makes you feel scared is probably worth trying when it comes to dreams and goals. I was scared shitless changing my major. I was actually not even think about it when I started YouTube. I honestly started making YouTube videos for fun because I felt like I had nothing else going on in my life at the time. I had just changed my major and had no goals, dreams whatsoever. I was definitely that person person that when I graduated high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was just chilling. And I remember getting like so defensive when people would ask me what I'm doing, or I would hate talking about it. Like, you know, when you go to Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner and your aunts and uncles ask you like how school's going or like what you're doing with your life, I dreaded those moments. Like, I hated that. It wasn't until I like started doing what I love and obviously accomplishing things that I was like excited to talk about these things, you know. I became really excited about my future and really enthusiastic about dreams and bigger goals that I wanted to accomplish. So to answer your question, yes, in college I did have a lot of thoughts of failing in life and not being successful, but I think those feelings turn into motivation and they make you ambitious and they feed your drive to want to accomplish something. But I feel like also don't compare yourself to others. I feel like it's so natural for us to think that we need to do this and that because person A, B, and C is doing that. But we are on our own journey and no one is better than other people. There's room for all of us to win in life and grow in life. And at the end of the day, you gotta focus on you because no one's paying your bills. No one is setting up your life for success. No one is going to hand you opportunities on a golden plate. No one's gonna get that job for you. If you want something, go and work for it. And I also feel like success is a different definition for everybody. Some people look at me and think that I'm successful, but I look at myself and think that I could do better. And some people, for me, success is being happy, and successful means maintaining happiness in my life. I feel like I've already reached success because I've reached a point in my life where I'm content and I'm happy and I feel like things are going well and I'm doing good. And sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes other people's success means graduating from college or just being able to graduate from high school or getting that GED. And some people's success means getting that job that makes them a better pay for them to raise their kids. So success means differently to everybody as well. I feel like that's something to keep in mind. But in college, you're definitely going to feel like you failed a lot. I think that's the normal thing to feel in college. So if you guys are in college right now, it's completely okay. And it's completely okay to fail too. I feel like it's good to fail and make mistakes. Nothing in life is guaranteed. And if you live through life wanting everything to be a guaranteed and everything and to know everything that is going to come your way, what's the excitement of even chasing a goal or chasing a dream, right? Another thing is take risk. I don't think I would be where I am today if I didn't take a lot of risk. And risk is good because it teaches you things about yourself. It makes you stronger. It's good to get a lot of no's in your life as you're moving up. And taking risk will show you how strong you are. And sometimes risk turns into success. If you fail, you learn something. If you make it, you make it. So I think either way, you kind of win in life when you take a risk. 3, why don't you do mukbangs anymore? I stopped doing mukbangs like 3 or 4 months ago. And to be honest, it's because when I moved out here to a different area, there's not a lot of like food options. So having a mukbang channel obviously is surrounded by food. A lot of the reasons why my mukbang channel blew up was because people knew me as the seafood boil person. I would eat seafood boils all the time. It got to a place, I was doing mukbangs for 2 years straight. I absolutely love my mukbang channel. I will never let it go. It just got hard because I'm trying to vlog more because I really like it. And it's hard because I got to a point where I was like waking up every day and I was like revolving my day around what I was gonna eat. And when I do mukbangs, I try to only eat once a day. And sometimes it was hard because a lot of the times I couldn't have dinner with Carlos because it was just too much food. Like I had to film my mukbangs. And so when we moved in here, I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise that the mukbangs kind of cut back a little bit because I was able to focus more on like my health and how I felt. But also my whole world wasn't surrounded by food anymore. And then I realized how much I love vlogging and sharing my daily life with you guys. So eventually that kind of just happened and I stopped doing mukbangs. I think I've posted like 3 mukbangs in the last, I don't even know how many months. But I do still really enjoy eating. I love food. I will always be a food enthusiast, but I do feel if I lived in Orange County, it would be way easier for me to do mukbangs because you can just walk out the door and like whatever you want to eat is right there. Here in the area that I live in, like it's just all American food, and I don't love American food all the time. I have a really big like Asian food taste bud, and I love seafood boils, and there's like no seafood boils places around. So I think a little mixture of where I live and then me changing and just evolving with my content, I think those two things mixed together, and that's what happened with the mukbang channel. But I've been really happy with my decision. I've been content with it. I know a lot of people are very sad because I used to post a mukbang every day. Just know that whatever decision I make, it's good for me, and I think eventually I'll figure out how I can get back to the mukbangs and the vlogs at the same time. How do you deal with anxiety? So I actually talked about this in a video, and I talked about it at the beginning of this video. That's usually how I deal with anxiety. And also recently I found out that I have what's called OCD anxiety. I hope a lot of people can relate to this because it's gonna sound crazy when I start explaining it. I feel like I started noticing my OCD anxiety when I used to still live at home with my mom. It could be like a mixture of things, but one of the things that I would do all the time was like before I left the house, I would have to turn my light on and off a few times and then take pictures of the light switch to make sure that it's off, or else like after I left the house, I would think that like the electricity would like burn my whole house down. Another thing I still do to this day is whenever I lock the door, I would pull on the handle 10 times. Like it has to be 10 times, and I would count. I'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I used to do that with my car handles, but now I have the type of car where you can lock it with your hands and unlock it with your hands. So I don't do that anymore. And then I used to have this thing where before I would leave my bedroom at my mom's house, I would have to unplug all the plugs, or else I felt like the whole house was gonna burn down. And it got so bad that like I would unplug everything, right? And then I would get in my car and drive away, and then I would be like 15 minutes away from my house, and I would like second guess if I unplugged it or not. And so then I would drive back just to make sure that everything was unplugged. And it got so bad that before I left the house, I would take videos. Like I would actually take videos on my phone and take pictures of everything. So just in case I second guessed myself later on, I would go back and look at it and reassure myself that I did it. My OCD anxiety was really, really bad. And something that just has helped me is whenever I feel that way, I just stand there and I tell myself, I'm like, Kim, the lights are off. You locked the door. I literally have to like speak out loud like that, and I still do it to this day, but not as much. I've gotten way better. But now like before we leave the house, I do get a little bit anxious. Like with the stove and stuff, I'll go and like literally like make sure that every knob is turned off. I still do the door thing, so I'm taking baby steps. You know, anxiety is so different for everybody, and those are the ways that I kind of deal with my anxiety, what I said at the beginning of the video and then now as well. And I think writing really helps. You have to really find like an outlet that really works for you, whether that's reading, writing, being in a certain place, being around people, taking on an extra hobby like ceramics or painting. Those things also really help as well. What type of camera do you use? Any suggestions for vlogging camera? So a really good vlogging camera to start out with is actually your iPhone. If you guys have a phone, phones are so good these days. I think if you're just starting a channel, you shouldn't invest your money into something so expensive quite yet. My rule when I was growing for 7 years and like till this day still is invest as you grow. Whatever money you make, put it back into your business until you're able to start paying yourself and still grow a business at the same time. But when you're just starting out a YouTube channel, you have 0 subscribers. You don't have content. You barely have a revenue. So start with free things. So if you have an iPhone, start vlogging with that. And for editing programs, you can download a lot of free apps on your phone to edit your videos. And eventually you can take baby steps to move up. I know if you buy a MacBook, iMovie comes with it, so that's free. But there are other editing programs out there as well. But camera-wise, I use the Fujifilm X-T4. It's a really good camera. It's very expensive, but I love it because my quality looks really good. And that's really important to me, is that my quality is 4K and crystal clear and top notch. Like I want my vlogs to feel as if you guys are there. But a really good camera to start out with after you retire your phone is the Canon G7X. I love the Canon G7X. I think Mark II is the one that I had. I think there's a new one called the Mark III, but it's a compact little camera and the screen flips up so you can see yourself, and all the adjustment buttons are really easy to get to know, especially when you're a beginner, you're trying to figure out how to use a camera. Like, I remember I didn't know anything about cameras, you guys. I knew nothing about them. And it was a lot of trial and error and doing a lot of research and teaching myself how to use things and how to play around with editing programs and cameras and stuff to, you know, get to where I am today. And I'm still learning. There are so many things that I'm still learning as well. How much have you made from YouTube? Please share as inspiration. So I definitely make 6 figures, and that is such an amazing thing to say because I remember when I started YouTube in 2015, I didn't make any money. So my first full year of doing YouTube videos and social media, and what I mean by social media is like affiliate codes and things like that and sponsorships and YouTube. 2015, I didn't make any money, and in 2016, I think I made $10,000 2016, and then 2017, I completely had a major jump. I skyrocketed and made my first 6 figures in 2017. I remember that it was $119,000, and then I think, yeah, it was around there. And then I've been making 6 figures consistently ever since. And that is a combination of YouTube AdSense, sponsorships that with brands that I've worked with, affiliate discount codes, my merch line, and collaborations as well. It's been consistent for 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. But I will say, like, the first 2 years, I barely made anything. I feel like with YouTube, it's like starting a business. You are considered self-employed. And so when you start a business, you're gonna start low and then you have to build it up. But you do have to work really hard and have patience and have drive. You gotta love what you do, man. I think that's the first thing I tell people when they want to start a YouTube. You gotta love it. You have to love YouTube and what you do. You cannot do this for the quick paycheck. You cannot do a few videos here and there and then disappear because it's a few $100s. Like, you cannot do that. It is a craft that you have to love doing. And I feel like, honestly, anything in life, you have to love what you're doing. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's starting a business, whether it's photography, you are your own boss and you carry your business. And I think if you're gonna start a YouTube channel, you have to love your videos. You have to be creative. You have to wake up every day loving what you do. And I feel like you can see, right? I feel like you can tell with the YouTubers that love their job and with the YouTubers that only do it for money and YouTubers that are kind of just like, they just do it to do it. I feel like viewers know which YouTubers genuinely love what they do. Favorite beauty products at the moment. Been loving my Tom Ford Traceless foundation. Obsessed with it. I know it's so expensive, but it's so worth it, you guys. It's the most beautiful foundation ever. Anything Charlotte Tilbury, obsessed. Like, I'm literally in love with Charlotte Tilbury right now. Now that you're married, what is your view on how soon y'all want kids? We talked about kids for a while now. Carlos and I have always been on the same page where we want kids. We do not want kids anytime soon, maybe next year. I feel like you can plan and prepare for kids, but you will never be 100% prepared. So when kids happen, they happen. I hope that we get that opportunity to have kids because I would love to have like mini little us walking around. But you know, when it happens, it happens. Are you going to change your last name on all of your socials? No, I am not. I started my YouTube and I started my business myself. You know, I've worked really hard to get to where I am today. And at the end of the day, I will always be Kim Tai. Kim is my first name and Tai is my middle name, and that will never change. So I will always be Kim Tai. I'm not going to change my social media to Kim Ramos because I got married. I did add Ramos to the end of my last name. I know for a while I wanted to just keep it my full maiden name, but I made the decision to add Ramos to my last name. I didn't want to get rid of my last name completely because I love being a Gwen and it's really important to me. And then our kids will have, you know, the Ramos last name. So I just added it to my name. What are a few things you would go back and tell your younger self? Oh my goodness. There's so many things that I would go back and tell my younger self. I guess the first thing thing I would say is don't compare yourself to others. I feel like I did that a lot growing up. I would always compare myself to other people and then like look down on myself and think that I was a failure when I had so much potential. I would say choose your friends wisely. Not everyone is going to be a good friend. True friends are hard to find, so cherish the ones that you have. If you find a friend that is worth fighting for and is a true friend, they're worth it. They're worth, you know, fighting for and being there for. Find something that you love. Do what you love in life. Love your mind, your body, and your soul. Oh my gosh, there are so many things. Spend more time with your mom. Love your mom. Spend more time with her. Appreciate her. Be kind to her. Take risks. Do things that scare you. Forget the noise. Forget what people say or say to you and say about you. Surround yourself with people that make you feel good about yourself. Good energy is contagious. Don't try to fit in. It's okay to stick out. It's not a bad thing. Don't get a perm in Vietnam because you'll lose all of your freaking hair. That's really important. Dream big. Don't let other people belittle your dreams. I honestly would just give my younger self a hug. I think that's why I'm so excited to have kids, because I feel like I've been through a lot growing up. And Carlos and I are so excited to raise kids because, you know, if we get this opportunity to raise kids, man, I can't wait to like feed their drive and their enthusiasm for life and be there for them, and not only be their mom, but be their best friend and be everything that I can for them that I didn't have growing up. Anywho, you guys, that was our closet talk. I think it sounds cute, closet talk. Feel free to comment down below. Let me know any of your answers to the questions. It's so hard to have closet talk sometimes because when I answer these questions, I feel like I'm on a time limit. If we were like sitting here talking to each other, we could bounce back ideas back and forth and like really have like heart to heart. But I feel like every time I do a Q&A, like after I get off and like edit the video, I'm like, oh, I should have said that. I should have added that in. Like I have so much to say. I love sitting down talking about life. I am definitely that friend. But I love you guys and thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see what you guys say about these closet talks, and I guess, you know, we'll go from there. Okay, you guys, we are going to pull lucky day number 12 for the giveaway prize, and I believe that it's my turn to pull it. So today's giveaway prize is going to be, you guys know we're doing a giveaway every single day of the, or not every single day, 25 days, 24 days leading up to Christmas, and we're already on day 12.
I know, that's crazy.
That's wild. Today's giveaway prizes, if you guys want to enter, don't forget subscribe, like this video, comment down below, and then along with your comment, leave your Instagram username and follow me on Instagram. I will choose...
Do you want to decide?
Yeah, I choose the winner after 24 hours. It's $100.
Nice.
Nice, you guys. If you want to win $100,
nice.
If you guys want to win $100, make sure you guys leave a comment down below and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
$100 to one lucky winner.
$100.
Imagine it was $10. $10. $100. I cannot believe we're already on day 12.
I know.
Here you go, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.